Hello everybody, welcome back to Darwin's Room right here with another episode of Movie Reviews Weekly. Today we're going to be talking about the British drama Blue Story, which follows two best friends in high school that live in different neighborhoods, and each of those neighborhoods is dominated by two different gangs. And when these two best friends find themselves at odds because of those gangs jumping each other, they find their friendship to be put to the test, and they're just pitted against each other. And this is where the movie begins. So I had heard about this movie and I was really excited to watch it because I really enjoy these kind of more low budget dramas that people don't really give attention to. I really like watching them and just seeing what's new out there in the movie world that maybe most people haven't really heard about. So I was really excited to watch this movie. So it came on Vudu, I bought it, I watched it. Here we are. Now, I want to start with some of my critiques for it first. I usually start with the positives, but I kind of want to just get the critiques out of the way. I feel like the directing, for the most part, was very good. However, there were instances such as whenever there was a shooting in the movie, it was filmed very, very poorly. It was just very poorly done. It wasn't shot very well. The camera angles and the sound effects, it didn't really pull you in. It didn't really make you care about what was going on, It just wasn't very intense, and if you could tell that it was very low budget in that regard, in which case I will give it the benefit of the doubt due to the low budget, but I feel that they still could have done a lot better with that. I don't really know why it looked the way it did. I think there just were some improvements that could have really been had there. And then there was also some weird music narrating. There were plot points in the movie, and at each plot point, a song would begin where I believe it was the director, Rapman, he would out of nowhere show up on the screen and start rapping a narration about what was going on, as if we didn't already know what was going on. So it just felt a little bit strange and a little bit of a weird way to kind of plug himself into the movie, which it just kind of took the atmosphere, the theme, and the mood of the film in that particular moment away. And it kind of just put a damper on it in that sense. So I could have done without that, because this is one of those movies, it didn't really need that much narration. You understood the message, you understood why it was so important, and you didn't really need that extra authentic narration to go with it. It just didn't work for me personally. I've seen movies that have done that before and they made it work, but for this one personally, I just didn't think it was super necessary. There were also some characters that just kind of abruptly pop onto the screen, and they seem like they're a really important character, and they just kind of stay there, and you're wondering, where did you even come from? And it just didn't make sense. I feel like there could have been a little bit more development in that regard. And then also it just takes a little while before it gets to the actual story, to when these two best friends are pitted against each other. And it takes a little bit to get to that point. However, that kind of leads to the good stuff, because the reason that it took that long to get to that point is because it was building up the story and it was developing those characters. And what I loved about it is that you get to see both Timmy and Marco, and you get to see both of their lives in their respective neighborhoods, and you see the slow buildup of what leads to them ultimately being against each other. And the way that they handled that was phenomenal. It was very well written, very well written. The directing, it was beautiful, minus the scenes with the shootouts that I thought just looked a little bland. But aside from that, well directed, well written. It was a really just well developed story. I loved seeing the gradual increase throughout the entire film. That was off the charts. That was really, really great. And throughout the whole movie, the message is clear. The purpose of the movie is clear. You know why they made it, you know why you're watching it, and you know what you're going to get out of it as you're watching it. It's very well done, and it'll resonate in that regard for many people, I believe. So I'm really happy that they handled that so well. And as I said, I love that character development. That just helped send the message even more. It helped you really dive into the story, and it helped you care more about these characters, which, by the way, are supplied with some really amazing performances from the lead actors. It was really, really amazing, so I applaud that. I'm so glad that I don't think I could have seen anyone else in those two roles. I've never actually seen the two lead actors in anything else, but I would love to see them in more movies because it was truly tremendous. I think they did a really, really fantastic job. And then I think it was just a really refreshing take on gang wars and territory wars and all of those kinds of things because of how personalized the experience of the movie was. Because this movie took the time to let you see these two characters in their respective neighborhoods, how they grew up, and how they're best friends even though they live in opposing neighborhoods, that was amazing. And you see how those bricks start to tumble, and it was just really fantastic. So that just helped personalize the whole experience even more, and it made watching it feel more personal, and you could understand each of their pain and how they don't want to be against each other, but they kind of just have to be in this situation. And it just shows how it's a never-ending cycle, and it was really, really great. They did a really tremendous job emphasizing that. It's just that the negatives that I had with this movie, they are in so many points of the movie that it takes you out of it. So as you're enjoying all of these pros, boom, one of those cons will pop in. The abrupt character, it's like, wait, what's going on? You know, it makes the story sometimes kind of hard to follow, and the characters kind of hard to follow. But in regards to its main story, its main plot, and its main characters, expertly done. Very, very well done. So as I said, you guys, it was just those cons really took me out of the experience, but I did really enjoy this movie overall, and I think you guys should definitely check it out if you have the chance. I don't know if it's worth buying or watching again. If it is, it would probably be to show it to a friend or something, but I would definitely rent it if I were you. Give it a watch. It's a really entertaining film with an important message, so I think that lots of people will get a lot out of this movie. And with that being said, you guys, I'm going to give Blue Story 3 out of 5 stars, you guys. I really liked it. It had some areas where it could have improved, but overall, I found myself to really enjoy this film, and I think that you will too if you give it the chance. So you guys, that is it for this episode. I am so glad that you guys stuck around to watch. I hope that you stick around for more. If you want to, you can click the like and subscribe button. You can comment down below about if you've seen the movie, and you could talk about it if you want. I would love to, extend that discussion further. So if you've seen it, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. If you've heard of it and you want to watch it, comment down below. I'd love to talk about it. But yeah, you guys, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.